Samsung's announcement of its new Galaxy S5 split the mobile tech fanbase into two bitterly opposed camps almost overnight. One group saw only a marginal improvement over last year's already vanilla Galaxy S4, while the other saw a waterproof powerhouse packed with the latest specs and wondered what the other guys were complaining about. Which group is right? Well, we've spent a week learning that the answer is neither, and both. I'm Michael Fisher with Pocketnow, and this is our video review of the new Galaxy S5. When we say powerhouse, we mean it. It should come as no surprise that Samsung has packed our AT&T Galaxy S5 with some of the most powerful innards available. The Snapdragon 801 beating at its heart is blazing fast. The optional storage expansion is cavernous. The big display is Super AMOLED and pixel-packed. And the sensor and connectivity package is extensive. Only the 2 gigs of RAM and paltry 16 gigs of onboard storage fail to impress. But a powerful spec sheet is nothing new. It's par for the course with flagship smartphones, and it's something Samsung has delivered before. Where the company has often taken hits is in industrial design, and sadly, the S5 does little to change that. It's by no means unattractive, but no matter what the ads say, it's also not the manifestation of modern glam, whatever that means. It just kind of exists. But that's not all bad. As we touched on in our comparison with the S4 earlier this week, the new phone is larger and heavier than its predecessor, but that makes it substantial enough to avoid feeling cheap. And the new dimpled back cover makes it comfortable to hold. 10 minutes after you take it out of the box, it feels like you've carried it forever. Many will appreciate that comfortable familiarity, not to mention the S5's durability. That doesn't mean it's mil-spec, but the phone's casing will keep out dust. It'll also survive immersion in fresh water for up to 30 minutes at 1 meter depth. And also, if you just want to have some fun with underwater photos or video, you can do that too. We'll say it again, Samsung really deserves praise for bringing this ability to its Halo smartphone. In our view, it's absolutely worth the slight inconvenience of the repetitive software warnings and the protective hatch on the USB port. We think the fitness mavens Samsung is trying to seduce with this phone will agree. Those exercise aficionados will be pleased to know that the S Health suite is still here in all its glory, with the Coach by Cigna app letting you set fitness goals and tell the phone just how horrible your diet is and your stress levels are. In addition to the existing pedometer, speedometer, and GPS tracking, the S5 also sports a heart rate monitor. Overall, we'd say it works fairly well, but it's tough to imagine all but the most dedicated gym enthusiasts using it, and even they would probably opt for a wearable solution anyway. And while we're talking about things you'll probably only use once, yes, the Galaxy S5 has a fingerprint scanner. It's cool in a futuristic kind of way, but it is hard to swipe a button mounted at the very bottom of a smartphone, and the sensor itself is quite finicky, meaning you almost always need to try more than once to unlock the phone. The PayPal extensibility is clever, but it's not enough to get past the fundamental unfriendliness of the execution, and after using it for a week, we're happy to turn it off. Forever. Fortunately, things are a bit brighter on the software side overall. The OS is now somewhat cleaner in many corners, with accents that make the interface uniquely Samsung without cluttering things up too much. In a fun twist on the ordinary, circles have a bigger presence in areas like the notification shade and the settings menu. And the latter, though still cluttered, is now searchable, which is nice. The substitution of a multitasking key for a menu button is also quite welcome. There's a new and refreshing emphasis on the little things. For instance, the process of making a folder on the home screen has been tweaked to make it easier. One-handed operation is just a swipe away. And when you call someone, the phone reminds you of the last time you spoke with them. And of course, old favorites like multi-window are back, probably Samsung's finest contribution to the world of Android. But for all its high points, the new TouchWiz also carries a pretty heavy load of junk. Buried in its massive system image are all the things we've come to loathe about Samsung software. Dialog boxes ranging from the repetitive to the nonsensical. Ugly iOS-like badges. and a sluggishness that isn't evident out of the box, but which creeps in over time as the software bogs down and slow animations lose their luster. Buried among the new nice touches are vestigial remnants of the old TouchWiz, like those dated icons in the app drawer, or that bloop tapping sound that hasn't made sense since 2012. Now, we get the feeling that Samsung is on the way to crafting something pretty compelling here. We just wish they'd gotten all the way there before releasing this build of TouchWiz. The software driving the camera is similarly soft in the middle. While we're excited to see the company has consolidated many of its crazy shooting modes into just a few hubs along the bottom, it's really just moved the complexity and hidden it behind the settings cog, which stands sentry over a grid containing 27 different buttons. But okay, suppose you're fine with the little complexity, as long as it also brings added capability. Well, you'll probably be right at home here. The Galaxy S5's 16-megapixel camera delivers very nice results. Of course, most cameras these days can claim the same if the lighting's good enough, but the S5 brings a nice combination of high contrast, strong midtones in HDR mode, and just a touch of added saturation that may not please the die-hard photographer, but which gives photos that added pop that we like a lot. Sadly, night shooting is not the S5's strong suit, with lots of noise and very dark results, notwithstanding the much ballyhooed ISOCell technology. A few features stand out. The new selective focus works fairly well when its stringent conditions are met, letting you decide your focal point after your shot is taken, and the virtual tour allows you to make a kind of walking map of a space. Much like Windows Phone's lenses, you can download additional plugins for the camera via the Samsung App Store. If moving pictures are more your speed, the S5 will stand you in good stead. Though there's no optical image stabilization, software stabilization is here, and 1080p and 4K shooting modes are supported, as is high-speed video for slow-motion playback. Just as with stills, colors are rich and contrast is high, even if audio is a little on the muffled side. Muffled is also the word callers used to describe us when talking on the Galaxy S5, giving the phone's voice quality a score of between 6 and 7. While that's to be expected when the speaker is soaking wet, that happened even when the phone was bone dry. The loudspeaker is also nothing to scream about.
I do not belong on this mission and I want to return to Earth.
Fortunately, other fundamentals are more solid. Reception and data speeds are excellent on AT&T's network in and around Greater Boston, and the phone's outstanding benchmark scores are matched easily by its graphics performance, which really shines on this gorgeous display, whether you're cranking it at maximum brightness or taking it down to a measly 2 nits for nighttime gaming. The latter level will be kinder to the battery, of course, and while you don't need to walk on eggshells around the 2600 mAh battery, you'll still want to keep an eye on things. Be a little more conservative and you can probably squeeze out 4 to 5 hours of screen-on time, and many more if you jump into ultra power-saving mode. The Galaxy S5 was supposed to change things. It was supposed to be the dawn of a new age for Samsung, a product lighter on gimmicks from a company newly focused on listening to its customers. This phone is not that. Well, not entirely anyway. The gimmicks have been reduced in number, but they're still here. And once again, their execution doesn't always live up to their ambition. And hiccups in basic areas like software and voice quality prevent the Galaxy S5 from actually achieving the epic status its advertising promotes. The new Galaxy S5 is a beautiful screen and excellent daytime camera wrapped in a dust-proof, water-resistant casing packed with the best internals money can buy. While we're eager to see what Samsung can do with a little more time, the Galaxy S5 will serve most 2014 flagship seekers just fine. Something we missed? Wondering about the score? See our longer, full review at Pocketnow, linked in the description below, and our head-to-head comparisons here on YouTube for more context. Until next time, this has been Michael Fisher with Pocketnow. Thanks for watching.